doing tonight? Come on, start the show. And what a show we got. A very, very, very full show. Excited to see everyone. Come on in, take a seat, or leave a seat. Do what you got to do. Hello, welcome. So excited to have you here. Always love opening the mic you host. There's no one ever around for you. You kill time until people do come up, and then you leave in glory. Hi, my name is Jacob McFadden. You all know that. Just a reminder, since there's most of the performers up here, if you are just a performer and you don't have anyone with you, and you see people who are not performers on the stairs, give them your seat, because they enjoy the show. Please do that. Aside from that, we all know the rules. Thanks very much. Bring your cups down with you. All right, let's get this thing started. We have a very full list tonight. It's like 2 open mics have shut down. I don't know if that's true, but it does feel that way. I know that Basic had their last show. I did so bad in it that Silver cut me out of the video without even telling me. And thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I am excited to be here though. My 1-year-old is getting 3 molars at the same time, which is fine. He's not in pain. It's just he knows how to walk. So anytime you sit where he can get access to you, it's like aliens. He's just suddenly in your face, mouth open, and a waterfall of drool just falling all over. Which is gross, but as a parent, you're not supposed to turn to a baby that's happy to see you and shove him and go, ew! It has bad effects on the children. On a similar note, my 3-year-old the other day was running into the room, caught himself on the end table, gave himself a boo-boo. We all know with toddlers, when they have a boo-boo, you gotta kiss the boo-boo to make them feel better, right? But he hit his penis on the side of the table. So he ran into the room and he ran up to my wife and was like, Mommy, boo-boo, boo-boo. And she's like, on your leg? And he's like, no, boo-boo, boo-boo. And she looked at me for help, and I was just looking like, is this gonna work? Is that how that works? Can I get the, is that how it works? I'll do that. She eventually was like, you had to, no. I'm not doing, you could kiss your own boo-boo. So he spent 5 minutes on the couch on his shoulders like at a clamshell trying to kiss his own penis. And I was like, that's good. You'll learn disappointment early in life. My wife, something's wrong with me. My wife and I like to mess with each other, but I take it too far. The other day my wife comes inside and she in a very stern voice tells me, like, Jacob, you're not allowed to carry in the house anymore. Like a handgun. And I don't carry a handgun in the house. I mean, my children are trouble, but they're not that much trouble, you know? But after like an hour sitting on the couch, I was like, man, fuck you, this is my house. If I want to carry a handgun in the house, I'll carry a handgun in the house. Why can't I carry a handgun in the house? Okay, I was hoping for a round of applause so I can show the video to my wife. That's no one agrees with me, that's fine. I do this fun thing, I started doing it during the pandemic, where anytime my wife takes a shower and really steams up the bathroom, I go in and with my finger put a swastika on a steamy window. I started doing that during COVID because I missed men's rooms. You know, I couldn't get out of my own house and go to a fun men's room where there's always a swastika or 2 at every stall. And she hates it. She really hates it. I don't know why. She was trying to give me shit about it. She was like, what if someone comes over and sees that? Who the fuck's coming over and steaming up our bathroom? That doesn't make any sense to me. All right, I'm trying to move through my stuff quickly so we get the people up. I don't know if you guys saw new COVID variants out. It's COVID NB.1.8.1. So the marketing of COVID has moved on to computer game patches. That's fun. I don't think people are going to buy that one. But guys, it's summertime and we're sharing a mic, so don't come if you have COVID NB.1.8.1. All right, I get paid by the government to do that. There's a lot going on in the news with, this whole Israel-Gaza thing, right? Complicated issue, a lot of sides in there, saw faces, people walked up the stairs. I don't know where I fall in this situation. I don't know which side I'm into, who's right and who's wrong. And then this weekend, an Egyptian guy burnt a bunch of old women alive, and I was like, he's right. I'm on his side now. He convinced me. Thought there'd be more to that. Thought I'd come up with it in the moment. It just seems like a good tactic, if you want people to get on your side. Which is why this weekend I'm going to block the interstate with some of my friends when my wife's trying to go somewhere. That way I can carry in the house again. Stupid bitch. All right, see, that one I need to work on, but when you can't get out of a joke, just call your wife a stupid bitch and then ask Silver to delete it. All right, we have such a packed show tonight, guys, and we got to move it on. And see, the room did fill up the second I was done, as it always done. Are you guys ready for your first comedian of the night? Woo! All right. This comedian is a Richmond legend. And you guys know how hard it is to become a legend in a small town that has guar and nothing else. He is one half of Will Minor. Everybody put your hands together for Jack Parker. Jack Parker, everybody. You know, if you're not standing up here looking at him, you're just listening, you realize he talks like a 14-year-old like girl. And it's like really kind of like distracting once you like clue in on it. Like you can't get out of it like once you hear it. All right, your next like performer, we had to get him up early because this is the busy time of year for him. He doesn't actually mow the lawn, but he does show up in the truck with a clipboard when they meet new customers. Everybody put your hands together for Jud Howard.
Congratulations, Jack Parker, on dressing like a lesbian for Pride Month, dude. The short sleeve button up and cargo shorts are really setting it off, brother. Yeah. He's got the beard that butchy lesbians wish they could have, dude. He does. And I have never seen anybody wear shorts so much and never get a tan. Like, it's pretty impressive, dude. You can probably tell by the way I talk that I'm from LA. That's lower Alabama. It's a slower lower, as we like to call it, dude. And I know that I look like the redneck version of Mark Zuckerberg before, like he's like, shit, yeah, I know. Dude, I look like Mark Gatlinburg, dude. Like fucking Mark Fredericksburg. Y'all remember getting them weird ass scoliosis checkups in church? Man, them things were... Dude, those things were crazy as hell, dude. I'm like, damn, Pastor Doug, dude. I'm the one that might have scoliosis. Why are your pants off, brother? God dang, man. I'm not a very smart guy. Like, you can tell, dude. You can tell these things. I'm not like the sharpest crayon in the box. But like I just found out that Lewis and Clark was two people. Like, I thought this name was Lewison. Like, my name is Judson Howard, not Judds and Howard. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I thought it was Lewis and Clark and his wife, Chicago Clark. I didn't know that they had like this weird throuple thing going on. So I was, and again, I'm not that smart. I was in the bathroom the other day, and they had a bunch of tampons in there. And I know what they're for. Like, I know what tampons are for. But all the tampons had a big red R on them. And I'm like, there's no way. There is no way that there's a right and a left tampon. There is no, I'm just 35 years, dude. There's no way that I haven't been playing the slice in a vagina. Like, I had no idea. I was like, so I start digging through these things, dude. I was like, and sure enough, I find one with a big blue L on it, and I'm like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. There is a right and a left tampon. I asked my friend about this, and he said, dude, you're such an idiot. It's political. That was in Richmond. Nobody's using conservative tampons in Richmond, dude. Everybody wants a liberal tampon in Richmond, dude. Nobody wants to make periods great again. It's like my period, my choice. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of dirty talk doesn't really work both ways. Like there's a good amount of crossover there, but like if a lady takes off my pants and says, "Oh, you're a big boy, aren't you?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I am. All right." But if I pull off her pants and I'm like, "Whoo-hoo-hoo!" You a big girl, ain't you? You must be using Republican tampons down there, girl. Hell yeah. Make periods great again. All right, am I right? Anybody been to rehab? Yes, thank you. Finally, some people. Dude, rehab fucking sucks, dude. rehab is the worst place on earth. Like, I was in rehab for about 2 weeks, and I broke out and walked 14 miles back to jail, dude. Rehab was horrible, man. When I did finally, like, get into a rehab, they give you, like, these report cards, like elementary school report cards, you know, and I kept getting a C. And I'm like, how the hell am I getting a C in not doing drugs? And they're like, well, Johnny cleaned the bathrooms and he got an A. I'm like, Johnny cleaned the bathrooms at 2 a.m. with a toothbrush. And Johnny is still on drugs. And all right, thank y'all so much. Let's bring your host back up here, Jacob McFadden.
Jud Howard, everybody. Keep over Jud Howard. Or don't. Your next okay, or do it on a delayed timer. That's fine too. Your next comic coming up at the stage. This is our only minor celebrity of the night. This guy is the original motion capture performer for Slimer in the PS4 Ghostbusters game. Put your hands together for Ben Pierce. Big list. Keep it going for Ben Pierce, everybody. Ben Pierce, blown away by a church with a DJ. Those are called Presbyterians. All right. Not a religious room. None of that material is going to work. Save it for Sunday. Your next comic. You might recognize this guy from murdering college girls in the 1970s. Put your hands together for Calvin Sinclair.
Thanks, everybody. I've been doing stand-up for a while now. It's pretty hit or miss, you know? It's kind of like having sex with my girlfriend, you know? Some nights I'm kind of off, and then other nights she fucks somebody else. This is a cool room, though, man. This is cool. I was on Wikipedia. I was reading about the comedian George Burns, and I read the whole article. At the end of the article, it said he died at the age of 100 from heart failure. I guess you learn something new every day, you know? I kind of thought that he died from being 100. I was smoking a cigarette this one time, and this tweaker walked up to me and asked me what time it was. Why the fuck does a tweaker need to know what time it is? They're fucking tweakers, you know what I mean? What are they, like, late for something important or some shit? It's like, hey man, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. Oh shit, I was supposed to be talking gibberish next to that dumpster 30 minutes ago. Fuck. One time this schizophrenic homeless guy asked me for $1, and I gave him $1. And then this lady behind me, she yelled at me and she's like, hey, don't give that guy any money. And I'm like, why not? And she's like, that guy's a creep, he jacks off in public. And I'm like, the guy's homeless and he's addicted to crack and he sleeps on the street. Where the fuck else is he supposed to jack off? Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Why do people refer to the Great Depression as the Great Depression? Shouldn't it be called like the Shitty Depression or something? Like, you hear like a lot of really fucking old people are like, hey, remember when we didn't have any fucking money and everything got destroyed by dust? Wasn't that great? That's fucking stupid, man. I don't know. I thought I had multiple sclerosis, so I went to the doctor. It turns out I only have one sclerosi. Come on, that's fucking stupid, man. I was hitchhiking one time. I was traveling to this really small town. The population was like 49 or something like that. And I didn't know how to get out of there, so I went into this gas station. I asked for directions. The guy behind the counter looked like he was like 50 years old. I was like, hey man, you know where the nearest road is so I can get out of this town? And he looked at me and he's like, oh no man, I ain't never left. I'm like, damn, you're like 50 years old, you never left this town? He's like, no man, I ain't even never left this gas station. Yep. I'm going too fast, man. I always do this shit. I think there should be a thing called Alcoholics Anonymous for people that can't stop going to AA meetings. It's a place where people can talk about their AA addiction. I can't stop going to these fucking meetings, man. Keep coming back, man. You're in the right place. We can't stop going to fucking meetings either. Ever since I quit drinking, I've been addicted to this AA bullshit. Maybe if you keep coming to these meetings, eventually you won't have to go to so many fucking meetings. All right, this guy's laughing. That's cool. I went to the assisted suicide clinic, and they gave me a punch card in case I want to go back. Suicide is against the law. Did you know that? Suicide is a crime. Wouldn't that be weird if you got a DWI and they throw you in jail and there's a corpse in your cell next to you? They're like, hey, why is this dead guy in my cell? They're like, that guy committed suicide. Yeah, he's doing life for suicide. And you're like, I don't know, it kind of looks like he's doing death to me. Judging by the swarms of horseflies swirling in and out of his skull. There's one guy is laughing at this shit. This is great. This is fucking awesome. I love it, man. I love it. I got like 1 minute left, man. Let's see. I got a piece of paper with jokes on it. This shit's been off the dome thus far. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like that fucking suicide joke, 'cause it didn't go over so well last crowd, you know? That's the last time I'll ever do a set at Chuck E. Cheese. Fuck those people. They didn't even pay me either. Fuck them. Fucking A. I don't know, man. I can't think of anything else. I guess this is my time. Thank you. Thanks.
Calvin Sinclair, everybody, give it up for Calvin Sinclair. And he is right. Suicide is against the law, which I always feel like makes it hard for police negotiators when they're trying to get the guy off the ledge. Like, hey, if you just get down, things will get better if you plead. All right. All right. Guys, you come up with it on the fly. It's not always good. All right, your next comic, this guy is here. I know, because I double-checked what his face looks like on Facebook. Everybody, get ready for a guy who did not show up for the check-in. It's Denzel Palmer! Woo! My man. The greatest of all time! He's got a shirt that says it, goddammit!
All right, man. Look, happy Tuesday. Where my weed smokers at? Woo! Yeah, guess what? I don't know how to roll for shit, but I get high. This is a true story. I got high before I got on the plane with my mama. We flew out of Richmond to go to Memphis. Ooh, old ghetto ass Memphis. Compare that shit to Richmond. So we had to fly in Charlotte first. We get to Charlotte. I'm high as shit. My mom's like, boy, come on, come on. I'm like, all right, Ma. I said, hold it, Ma. We gotta go get our luggage. She's like, okay. My mama gullible as shit, but I love her. It's all right. We trying to go get our items and everything. Mind you, I'm so high, it's a connected flight. Stupid. So I get to the luggage area. I'm like, where's our luggage? The lady from Delta said, sir, you have a connected flight. Your luggage is on the next plane. I said, oh, shit. So we just missed the plane. My mom's cussing me out. I got traumatized. You know how black women are when they cuss out their kids. She's going off in Charlotte Douglas Airport. I'm like, Mom, whatever. The next flight was like 2-3 hours later. We finally get to Memphis. Everything went well. Speaking of mama, I got good news for y'all. Next Friday's date is June 13th. Friday the fucking 13th. And I finally moved out my mama's house. Make some goddamn noise. Woo! The reason why I was in my mama's house is because I was engaged at one time. I almost showed my finger like I had the fucking ring. Never had the ring. Things happen. I ain't gonna back talk my ex just yet. It's coming, watch out. But nah, all jokes aside, my mom was like, hey, I know you got a situation going on, I'm gonna help you out. You help me out, cover the mortgage, have the mortgage, whatever you wanna do. All right, cool. Everything went well, everything went well. Now I'm about to get my own place, but I'm nervous as shit. When everything got approved, I told all my lady friends, I like calling them hoes, where I live. Ooh, stupid idea. Just dumb. One of my friends said, oh, I can't wait to come by your crib. I'm gonna lay my feet on your sofa, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, I don't even like you like that, but you're welcome. Come on, you know, I got a new towel set for you and everything. And the thing I like about this one in particular, I didn't think about it because I was high. Mind you, I don't know how to roll, but I got high. I like edibles too. Today made me paranoid and shit. She lives literally 5 minutes away from me, so I said, this is gonna be some convenient coochie. She's right there. I know her hours of the time she worked. She worked from home. If I ever call out from school as a teacher, I just go on by her house, do my little thing, and keep it pushing. Lord knows. Like I said, I like her a lot, but I don't really want her over there like that. But she put in the set, I'm gonna get you some towels, blah, blah, blah. But one thing I really like about her, she gets me high. I don't know why women like getting me high. This is why I would never learn how to roll. It's just something about a woman just telling about their problems, but it is a blunt in session. I let them take their few hits. I take my little hit. I might cough. I don't have the COVID shit, relax. I'm coughing, they just tell me about their problems and everything. Sometimes they start having tears and shit. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck, but just hurry up. And then out of nowhere, I pull out my favorite drink, which is Teleport. And she gets excited. Ooh, you got that T-Pizzle. I'm like, yes, bitch, take a sip. And last time we had some Teleport in the blunt, oh my God. We went for it. If you know what I mean when I do this, we went for it. Oh, I'm just stroking and just going for it. And you know, I'm thinking this time, this is the second time around, I done did my part. Here she go. Normally I don't ask how it was, but I was like, yeah. I said, hey, you put that thing on me. She was like, I just need you to last a little bit longer, Big Daddy. I'm like, bitch, what? Last longer? Girl, we got high, we had Teleport. You know, I be looking out for your kids every now and then. You gonna grade me on that. Listen, this is the deal. If you don't know how to roll, you might want to learn or you might not. I got plenty of other stories about how I got high and done some stupid shit. The other day we had graduation in my school where I teach. I can't say this part. Ooh, I had an edible from my cousin. And I had to be the grand marshal walking the kids in during graduation. You should have seen my high ass walking like this. Dun, 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 dun. I'm so high right now, I start singing the wedding song. That's all the time I got. I love y'all. Keep doing y'all thing. Blessings to you.
Denzel Palmer, everybody, give it up for Denzel Palmer. Keeping this thing moving. I was just in Ohio where they have legal weed soda. So I was at a brewery where they sell this stuff with my mother-in-law, and she suggested to my wife that I might have had too much. So I was like, that's all right, I'll switch to sodas. And how fucked up it is to get really high with your mother-in-law who's mad at you already, and then start obsessing over how many empty calories there are in soda when you're drunk as fuck. It's not good. Anyways, your next comic is, he's my stunt double, actually. Whenever I can't do what I'm supposed to do in my marriage, he does it for me. No one notices because we look so alike. Put your hands together for Prashant Adele. Sure. Prashant Adele, everybody. Prashant Adele. Pointing out that he does not work for the water department, but every time he leaves the city, the water breaks. Interesting. Then why are you there? That would be what a sensible mayor would ask. All right, let's move on. Your next comic, this guy, wow, what to say about this guy? This guy, me and him go way back. I was the best man at his wedding, me and this guy. We are best of friends, know everything about him. Everybody put your hands together for my favorite guy, Seph Smith.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? So we're gonna talk about my family, talking about my dad. My dad doesn't care about the environment at all. One time he was changing the oil on a car and he drained all the oil into a pan. And then when he was done, he just walked over and dumped it on the ground. And I was like, Dad, that's kind of fucked up, you know, like drain the oil on the ground. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to take it to a place. And he was like, why? And I was like, you know, it's gonna go into the ground and then go into the water and make its way into the river and kill stuff. And he just looked at me and goes, queer. Then another time, we were over at my parents' house and my girlfriend and I were sitting by the fireplace enjoying the fire, and he comes walking up with a handful of like styrofoam and plastic bags and shit. And he's about to throw it in the fire. I was like, Dad, you can't do that. You can't throw that into the fire. And he was like, why? You don't think it's gonna burn? I was like, yeah, that's it, Dad. I was really concerned about the flammability of all the toxic waste you're about to throw in there. It had nothing to do with the cancerous chemicals you're about to release into the room. And, my dad's like pretty homophobic. He gets like, makes a face anytime someone talks about gay marriage or, anything like, Pride Month or anything like that. So one time I asked my dad, I was like, do you think that like people are born gay or do you think that they choose to be gay? And he was like, I think they choose it. And I was like, okay, what makes you think that? He goes, well, these guys, they don't get picked on sports teams and they don't have any friends and then they just decide to be gay. And I was like, well, I never got picked on any sports teams and, I definitely didn't have a lot of friends growing up and I didn't find not sucking penis an exercise in restraint. But every now and then my dad will like say really gay stuff and it's like really sus and I'm like, what are you trying to do here? Like an example, one time he was telling me a story about how he ate this hot pepper that was in his Chinese food and then he was just like, that was the hottest little bastard I ever had in my mouth. Another time, he was over at my house. My parents were visiting, and I was going to grill him up some steaks. And I had a bunch of steaks on this plate, and they were all seasoned up, ready to go on the grill. And my dad was just standing in the kitchen, looking confused. And I was like, "Dad, what are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm just over here slobbering all over your meat." What the fuck? So basically, like, my dad is like DMX. Bear with me. Like, have you guys ever listened to the song "Where the Hood At"? Anyone? Where the hood, where the hood, where the hood at? Well, if you listen to that song and you actually listen to the lyrics, at the beginning, DMX goes on this like really homophobic rant. Says, "I show no love to homo thugs." Then he also says, like, how you gonna explain fucking a man? Even if we squash the beef, I'm not touching your hand. He won't even give him a handshake afterward, even, So later in the same song, then he says, "I know your style's pussy because I'm fucking it. Since we're all here, you hold my dick while he's sucking it." Like, if I walked into a room and I see DMX, and one man's holding his penis, feeding it into another man's mouth, I'm not gonna be like, "Look at those two gay guys." I mean, you're kind of involved, So, my dad's DMX, and that's my time. Thanks, guys.
Seph Smith, everybody. Keep it over, Seph Smith. Or don't. All right. You guys are really generous with the applause and laughter tonight. Everyone loves it. Let's keep it moving. Your next comic. This is their first time here, everybody. I hope you're excited. I hope you'll actually give it up for your next performer. Everybody put your hands together for Joe Ellis.
Hello, my name is Joe Ellis. I have served in the military for 16 years as a Black Hawk pilot. Thank you. I'm about to get kicked out because I'm a tranny, so that's exciting. So I figured it's a good time to start my career in stand-up comedy because I hear it's really lucrative. Lots of money going around. It's not the only surprise I've had this year. I was also accused of flying my Black Hawk into an airliner in DC. I don't know if you saw that. It kind of blew up online. And I was trending number 2 on Twitter that weekend. On X. Elon Musk, if you're listening, I'm sorry I just dead named one of your babies. I know you don't like that. Unless it's your trans daughter, then you can dead name her all you want, but not the social media platform. It's weird to become famous for something you didn't do. Like, how do you top that? Like, shit, did I peak already? I don't know how I can do anything better than being dead. Like, I can't even go and crash my Blackhawk now intentionally. No one would believe it. They'd be like, shit, that bitch, no, she ain't dead. Nah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't fool me twice. That's how it goes. According to President Bush, that's how that goes. Words of wisdom. So, I'm too many things. You know, I was defamed online for being a trans terrorist who committed a murder-suicide. And when the right wing found out about it, they got like super hard. It was just too juicy of a rumor. And then as they were doxing me and putting my whole family at risk, they found out that I was also converting to Judaism. Yep. And I think at that point, when they saw trans and Jewish, they just started ejaculating. Like, that's my best guess. There's a theory behind it. It's because when I posted a video saying, no, I'm alive, they didn't retract their lies. And I think it's because the keyboards were too sticky. I wouldn't know anything about that. So that's right. I'm converting to Judaism. My hobby lately is collecting identities that people hate. Yeah. So I've got trans, Jewish. I'm into CrossFit, and people like, we won't shut up about that. So I can understand why you might hate that. My favorite band is Nickelback. I just saw them a couple weeks ago in Ocean City. They're still kicking. Still a good show. I think if I became vegan, it would be too much, right? Right? Like the whole internet would just implode? Yeah, that's what I thought. I asked my rabbi about, since I was already kind of subject to Jew hate, like, hey, does that kind of like clip out of the conversion process? You know, I paid for classes, I signed up, I was doing all the coursework, but I'm pretty much a Jew now, right? And she said, no. And she pulled me in close. She said something really profound. She said, a good Jew would get their money's worth. That's actually all I have for tonight. Thank you all.
Joe Ellis, everybody. All right, I got to keep this thing moving. Your next comic used to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Everybody put your hands together for Chris McDaniel. It's not your fault.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better, thanks. I have a prescription for Adderall for my ADHD, and I have anxiety, so I have one for Xanax too. So sometimes I like to take them both at the same time just to see who wins. It's always me. I feel the same way about people that believe in God as I do about people that believe in aliens. I don't think it seems reasonable enough to me until they start talking about their own personal experience with them. And they usually have too many bumper stickers. I hate financial advice from billionaires. They're always condescendingly telling me to have a side hustle, which is a fun little term for a second job. But my favorite piece of advice that's always in those articles is to have an emergency fund, which is really the ultimate rich person piece of advice. Like, I know you're poor, and that's like gross, but have you considered just already having the money that you need? I got one of those buttons where you record words and phrases for your dog to learn the vocabulary, and they can press it and talk to you. So I had to think about really long and hard about what I wanted my dog to address me as. And like right off the bat, Christopher's out. Like that's way too formal for a dog. But even Chris is, I don't want to hear myself calling my name in the middle of the night from the darkness. That's nightmare fuel for me. So I settled on Daddy, which is creepy in its own way, but not as scary. But I rescued my dog, but I like to think that she rescued me from having to pay a breeder. And when we got her at the shelter, they said she's half German Shepherd, half Poodle. That's what she is, which is kind of odd because every other dog at every other shelter came with a disclaimer that said, we don't do genetic testing, so we can't make any promises about the breed, but we're pretty sure it's a dog. And nobody else had a problem with that. It was good enough for me that they said that until I noticed that German Shepherd people seem a little bit too worried about the purity of their pet's blood. Right? That's a concerning correlation. I tell somebody else with a golden retriever that it's half German Shepherd, and they'd be like, yeah, that's cool. But the German Shepherd people, 9. They want to see papers. So I finally had to just spring for the genetic testing just to get these assholes to stop German-splaining my dog to me. I never had people thinking I was gay until I got married. Yeah. Now telemarketers are always asking to speak to my husband because my wife didn't want to take my last name. It's hard for me to blame her. Danny McDaniel's the kind of name you give a cartoon leprechaun, not a small Chinese woman. And it's even worse now because I'm on the phone and all of a sudden they hear in the background, Daddy, let's play. I can't just say, oh, that's my dog, don't worry about it. I have a cousin that likes to think he's a prepper, but really he just buys a lot of guns. He says stuff like, if I get hungry, I can always hunt whatever or whoever it takes to survive. Mind you, he does not live on the Oregon Trail. He's in the suburbs, very much on the grid. That's why in February when it got a little cold, it just took one pipe freezing for the road warrior to realize he couldn't shoot his way to clean drinking water. Rather than realizing he's an idiot, he's just all the more convinced that he's, in the right. I told him, you almost got taken out by a few flurries. You're not going to survive nuclear winter. Oh yeah, smart guy, what are you going to do about it? Probably the same thing as you. Die almost immediately. I'm diabetic and you're dumb. It's not a world for us. But that's what he told me. He hit me with the research that he'd been doing. Said that, in an emergency situation, you can harvest insulin from the pancreas of a pig. It was just, what can I say to that? This guy's already gleefully accepted the idea of cannibalism, but thinks I'm going to be allowed to keep pigs around. That's it for me. Thank you.
Chris McDaniel, everybody. Chris McDaniel. Hey, Monty and Jud were shit-talking you on the stairs, but I said, don't do that. That's not nice. You want to shit-talk comics, you should have kept your open mic. That's what I told him. All right, we're going to keep this thing moving along. Your next comic hasn't been here in a bit. He's on a health and wellness journey, which of course means he quit doing stand-up comedy. Everybody, put your hands together for Patrick Logan. God, it's like Gene Simmons walked up.
Give it up for my personal trainer, Jacob McFadden, everybody. The woman I'm dating asked me to bite her flaps. I'm like, what are you, an 18-wheeler? I don't even have my CDL. I would bite her flaps. I'm just afraid when I'm done, it would look like an NFL player's mouthpiece. So I'm biting her flaps, and they bite back, my man. It's like a penis fly trap down there. I got wrapped up like a cocoon in there. I went in a caterpillar, came out a butterfly, you know what I mean? It was like walking through a drive-through car wash. My car battery died this morning, and my girlfriend at the time, she said maybe the battery's just tired from the long trip that we took. I'm like, yeah, I forgot they do that, When it wakes up, I'll take you back to the homeless shelter where I got you from. Or back to your ex-boyfriend, the punchy one, She laughed. She's like, oh, you do listen. There's never a good time to break up with somebody, but me and my girlfriend, we were walking through the park, and we actually saw a couple breaking up by the river. It was a nice day. The birds were chirping. I'm like, this seems like the perfect time. So I looked at her and I said, what he said. They say don't listen to your heart. Oh, no, wait, let me start over. They say listen to your heart. Don't listen to your penis. But that doesn't make sense because the heart pumps blood to the... I can feel it now. I can... Stop looking at me like that, man. Making my heart melt into my cock. Let's see. I've got a hernia. I do have a hernia, and I'm working on losing weight so I can get surgery, but it's been rough walking around with the hernia. I was looking up tips on how to live with a hernia, and the first thing that pops up is Weird Al Yankovic's song, Living with a Hernia. Now I'm dancing, that makes it worse, you know. Yeah, I have to choose. So I have to get surgery, and I have to choose between a man and a woman doctor. And I saw the woman, and she's got like good reviews. She went to a good school and everything. And then the guy doctor, he's got good reviews, but there's one review where he like ruined somebody's life. So I'm gonna take the risk, guys. I'm going with him. Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. I'm not going with him because he's a man and she's a woman. I'm going with him because she's Puerto Rican, all right? And I went in my consulting, she had a knife in her hand, all right? That's... Jacob gets it. Let's see. Yeah, living with a hernia, not much has changed, but sex has changed. Now I'm poking out in 2 places. Dirty talk for me is like telling my hernia, it's not a dick measuring contest, dude. I've got hemorrhoids, too. I've got hemorrhoids and a hernia. I'm a her now. This is some bullshit. This is... Happy Gay Pride Month. I don't even have to look at a calendar on June 1st. I woke up and my butthole was tickling and I knew. The trans woman laughed at that. All right, we're good. Keep it going. I thought I had a urinary tract infection. I've been doing some irresponsible activities, so I rushed to urgent care in the middle of the night. I was in such a rush, I almost entered into the exit. But I'm like, I can't do that. That's what got me here in the first place. You know what I mean? That's anal sex for you virgins. Thank you, guys. Let's get Hitler back up here. Thank you.
You didn't hear that. Pat Logan whispered, that was terrible in my ear. And that's the first time I ever sat near the front of the room during Pat's set. And I can say it's the eye contact. The eye contact is really what murders you there.
Good or bad?
It's bad. It's bad. All right, we have our first drop-in of the night. This guy used to come out and do the show all the time, but now he's too important. He's so important, in fact, that he has a brand new show starting Thursday, June 12th at Black Iris, starting at 8 p.m. with a colorful lineup of first comedians for his first show. We got Moo Cuzzo, Charlie Waring, Sam Nelson, Flo, and special guest Chris Waller. But it's all going to be hosted by your next guy, James Copeland!
Hey, Mr. Big Time! Oh! Hey, the producer's here, everybody!
I think that's the first time Jacob hasn't introduced me as a pedophile, so... Big improvement, guys. I'm moving up in the world.
That means you're legally required to tell them, not me.
Okay, yeah. I hear enough from Megan's Law. Don't get me started. Guys, I have a friend. He always talks in folksy sayings. He always says, "I go as the crow flies." You know, like he talks like he thinks he's Jacob from Twilight or something like that. I wrote that before I saw JD had a "I love Team Jacob" or Team Jacob heart shirt on. I know my audience. Anyway, my friend, usually he's early to stuff. One time he was late. I was like, hey man, where were you? And he was like, oh, I was going as the crow flies. I ran into a dead deer on the road. I had to peck its eyes out. I was like, wow, late for this? More like as the slow guys. All right, that's not funny. Some people look like their dogs. Like, have you guys heard of that? So after a while, you start to look like your dog. I have a big black pit bull with a strong chest, thick neck, hair down to his eyes. I don't look like my dog at all. I do look like my dick, though. Skinny, pale, anemic looking. There's a slouch, balding. I don't know what's going on down there, guys. I think I have a case of mini-me PP-itis. Something like that. I haven't WebMD'd it. I've only used ChatGPT, so your mileage may vary. My sister-in-law always likes to ask me and my wife dumb questions. Like recently she asked us, what kind of condiment would you choose for each other? Like she's some kind of unemployed BuzzFeed quiz or something? Yeah, anyway, my wife turned to me, she was like, I think James would be mustard because he's astringent, he stains things, he doesn't go well with sweets, but if you use him for wieners, you're fine. I was like, thank you, my loving wife. I said my wife would be fish sauce because she's strong, she's authentic, she's Asian, and she smells like dead fish. I'm just kidding. She smells like a beautiful Japanese cherry blossom or whatever. And then my sister-in-law turned to us. She was like, "Oh well, what would I be?" And I was like, "Oh well, I think you would be salt." Because you're cheap and you show up at the dinner table whether we ask for it or not. Anyway, we're in family therapy now. It's going well. She's like, as long as you're not telling your little jokes about me, we'll be fine. So, you guys ever see something wrong around the house and you think your partner did it? Like the lights get left on or something? And then you go ask your partner and you're like, hey, what's going on? Did you do this? And they're like, oh, I thought that was you. Anyway, I think somebody's fucking my dog. Yeah. That also, somebody keeps coming in my pants. I think I might have an idea who is doing that one, but I'm not sure about the dog thing. I was watching the Olympics last summer. And seeing all the countries come together and compete made me realize I really don't agree with race mixing. I think you should have the hurdles on a separate day from the marathon. And it should just be white people. Alright, just kidding. Not a racist, guys. You guys know the Blue Collar Comedy Tour? Okay, I was watching that. I was like, what if we updated that? What if that was more like Gen Z oriented? Just like, oh, you're born in March? Here's your sign. You're M to F transitioning and you just had bottom surgery? Get her done. Get her done. If you think this bit is chuggy, you might be a Gen Z. All right, thanks for everyone knows what that means. I had to ask my sister-in-law.
James Copeland, everybody. Go check out his show Thursday, June 12th, sorry. Because who doesn't think that energy could start a show and lead it and really get everyone hyped and ready to go, right, James? Hey, guys.
Guys, don't forget that there's a $5 special if you get a PBR and a shot of bourbon, that you could have that, and that's a good way to support the business and make sure that the show keeps going on. Okay, let's bring up our next comedian. Everybody, put your hands together. This guy is very funny. I'm very excited to have him here. It's Patrick Grady.
His wife was for NPR, Taylor voice.
I missed that last part. What was that?
His wife works for NPR, that's how they talk to him.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Actually, my wife is kind of a trophy wife. She's like a participation trophy wife. I mean, she's always there to remind me that my effort is what counts. You know, I wake up and she's like, buck up, little trooper, you tried your best. And I'm like, can't we have this conversation outside the bedroom? She's like, well, you got your pants on and you went ahead with your day. That's all that matters. I'm like, all right, can I take my pants off? She's like, well, then I would need the medal. I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. She's also a farmer, which is crazy because I have a fake email job. So I sit at my computer all day and send Slack messages passive-aggressively to people I don't like at work. And she goes outside and like grows food. And I hate it in the summer because I look out the window and I'll see her like digging ditches outside in the heat. And I'm like, man, I feel real bad. I'm gonna get sweaty if I go ask her what's for lunch. And I learned the one thing you can't do to a farmer, there's something you cannot say to them ever. And that's, do you need any help with that? Because they do, and they will put you to work. I asked her one day, I said, hey honey, you need any help? She's like, yeah, I need a fence mended. And I was like, okay, I guess that means I'm doing it. She's like, yeah, over there. I have no gloves, no tools, no knowledge of how to do this. I'm just over there with vibes. Come back 6 hours later, covered in blood. Just like, I think I did it. And she's like, buck up, little trooper, at least you tried. And I was like, I think I need a tetanus shot, not a ribbon. But yeah, it's crazy. This is my third marriage, which is kind of nuts to say. But this one's gonna stick, because it has to. Because the only field left for me to play at my age is like a rest stop behind 64. I'm not ready to relive my childhood. But I'm getting older. I'm getting to the age where sneezing is becoming a problem. I feel like I'm one bad sneeze away from a wheelchair. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. I'm also at the age where I can no longer realistically set weight loss goals. Because I'm afraid if I start succeeding, I'll miss a cancer diagnosis. I'll be like, I look great, this new diet's working. My wife will be like, what's that bump? That's a muscle. She's like, I don't think so. Don't worry, it's my good luck bump. You leave it alone. Yeah, it's wild. I have kids. Anybody else have kids? Probably not in this crowd. Yeah, all right, that's what I thought. Ooh. Yeah, I got a 14-year-old daughter, and somebody would have warned me how 14-year-old daughters are. I would have taken the free exchange program at the firehouse when she was born. I don't know. They just say the craziest stuff. My daughter the other day hit me with, we have like a little group chat, and I was like, good night, guys, to her and my sons. And my son was like, good night, big dog. And she goes, big dog? He's like my height. Now she's not talking to me because I was like, it's because I'm not your real father. And it's amazing how accurate AI-generated adoption certificates are. Sent her that, and I was like, see, here's the proof right here that you didn't know you were adopted. Yeah, it's nuts. I'm a real socially awkward person. I don't know if anybody here can relate. Can't imagine in this room. You ever been on a date? You ever been on a date and not know it? Yeah. I was once. I didn't realize I was on a date till he held my hand. And that's when I realized that just because you own a penis doesn't mean you know what to do with it. Because he was so disappointed at the end of the night. He just looked at me, silent, told me never to call. I was like, I used to work in customer service. Anybody else ever work customer service? Yeah, I wasn't very good. I used to get complaints all the time. People would be like, sir, can you help me? I'd be like, fuck no. That's why I got so many complaints as a paramedic. The other thing I learned about being a paramedic is that the more wholesome an activity is, the more likely people are to stop when there's an emergency. Like if you go to like a field on a Saturday at 2 p.m. during a kid's baseball game and somebody's having a heart attack, nobody's playing baseball, everybody's just chilling. When you get called out to an adult bookstore at 3 a.m., people haven't even put their pants on. And I'm down there trying to do CPR, and it's like, I'm like, hey, can you back up? And he's like, I thought I had next. And then I hear some guy in the back of the room, don't bother, he doesn't know what he's doing. All right, my name's been Patrick Grady. Bringing your host Jacob back up. Maybe.
Patrick Grady. When I first started doing comedy, people would say, hey, that guy looks like an old version of you. And now they just say, you guys look alike. Patrick Grady, not a great EMT, describes when he goes out to a children's softball game, everyone's just chilling. Everyone knows when a child's dying in the middle of a field, everyone's just chilling. That's how you describe the parents and friends. They're just chilling. They're hanging out. They're like, maybe that kid's dying. Who cares? All right, your next comic once assaulted an EMT at a children's softball game. Put your hands together for Meg Tilson, everybody.
That's true. Sorry, guys. All right. I got a couple jokes I have not tried yet. We're gonna see how they go. I usually like to say that I look like if Velma fucked Daphne, or like if Miss Frizzle dropped out of community college. I've had a couple of crazy roommate situations. The house I currently live in, this woman murdered her mother, and my roommate who owns the house, he bought it. And apparently this woman really didn't want him to buy the house because she really wanted to keep the house in the family. I'm like, you couldn't even keep your family in your family. You're trying to return to the scene of the crime in like 50 years? Why? Another time I had I had two roommates go insane in the same month. But I didn't notice that it was happening for kind of a minute. The guy had been up for like 4 days, and the other one was like, is he on drugs? I'm like, no, I think you gotta leave the house to be on drugs. He was just sitting in the living room drawing on cardboard. But I started to piece it together. He took my dog on a walk, and I was like, hey, you've been gone kind of a while. Can I get my dog back? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'm over here. Do you think you can come get me? I'm like, okay, sure, where are you? And he's like, I don't know, I'm walking forward. I was like, any way you walk is forward. Where the fuck are you? Later that night, he said something else crazy, and I started to ask him, I was like, oh, you take meds, right? He's like, yeah, Heldiferol, yes. I'm like, oh, cool. I recently stopped saying thank you after sex. I was asked. I've been going through a breakup recently, so I'm also sober, which is probably the only thing worse than going through a breakup is doing it sober. But I did recently, I had a bar job, and I got to take home, it closed, and I got to take home 3 cases of non-alcoholic Heineken, but I've been drinking them warm. I drank one hot in my car. I also, speaking of being sober, it sucks, whatever. One thing you can do that I think is kind of fun is you can go on the internet, you can buy AA chips. So you can go like, you can get like a 10-year chip. Actually, you can get 20. You can go to a bar, you just terrorize some young bartender. Just go out there and be like, you know what, fuck this shit, just give me a fucking beer, please. Mr. Freakum, I mean, tip him maybe, but, you know, you can do that. I think everyone's really upset about their parents having sex. I don't really mind, but I think that's because I was conceived in a petri dish. I am, however, really bothered by the thought of my dad watching porn. I was in a pizza place last night. There was this guy. It took us like 30 minutes to get one pizza. So we were hanging out for a while. I think they forgot about us, but there was this guy in there also waiting for pizza. And I don't know, my date was like making some joke. He was like, oh, we can go hiking. I'm like, oh, you're gonna murder me right now? It's like 2 in the morning. And this guy goes, oh, I'm going on a hike tomorrow. Is that weird? I'm like, well, are you going in the daytime? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then he starts talking about how he got stuck in an elevator. But the guy told him not to go in the elevator. I'm like, do you think maybe you should have just taken the stairs? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you're going on a hike tomorrow and you didn't take the stairs? You could fall on, and then he started talking about making money for getting trapped in the elevator. I'm like, you can get way more hurt on the stairs. If you're trying to get a lawsuit, Um, yeah, you know what? That's it. Well, no, I got one more. My friend walked up to me one day. He's like, "Hey, what do these two things have in common? Me when I'm drunk and an upright piano in an alleyway." And I said, "You'll let anybody touch you, and there's no guarantee what kind of sounds you're gonna make." Thanks.
Meg Tilson, everybody. Keep it going for Meg Tilson. Here for one night only, visiting from New Orleans, right? And on your way to Detroit, I ask about every redhead that comes into the bar. I learn a lot. There's no one here from Detroit that can give you any tips, by the way, so don't look for anybody to give you a hookup to do comedy in Detroit. You're from Detroit? He doesn't believe you. All right, I laughed really hard at that AA chip thing because I had a buddy who had his 10-year NA chip, and he sold it on eBay for $20 to get heroin. And it's one of those things you just have to laugh at, and he was dead 6 weeks later, and I still laugh about it. But you guys shouldn't do drugs. Your next comic has never done drugs. Your next comic runs the open mic tomorrow at Vossen Brewing Company. Your next comic is a guy who believes that Trump should have won the election. He told me that in a DM. It's Sam Nelson.
Look at him! He believes in the Trumpster!
This is, guys, he should have won all 3 times. If you look at the numbers, that's all I'm saying, okay? I don't want it to happen. It's just that he won fair and square. Yeah, we're doing great, guys. I'm deeply unemployed. Thank you. It might seem sad, but it's actually given me a lot of time to think about magicians. So, who knows? I learned that there's a special surgery that magicians will get. They'll get these things called skin pockets, which is fucking gross. But they get these little pockets all over their body so they can like hide, I guess, coins and rabbits in them. And that's cool, but like, I want to know what they did before skin pockets. Like, was it just whoever has the deepest belly button is just, like, you got it? Imagine being a little kid and you go up to your mom and you're like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, I want to be a magician." And she's like, "Your belly button is way too shallow for that. You should do something respectable like clowning." I keep getting weird stuff on my Instagram in a lot of ways. I got an ad recently for a Swarovski crystal minion, like from Despicable Me. Now, I don't know if you guys' algorithms are good, but historically they're pretty good. Some of them can actually tell when a woman is pregnant before she even knows when she's pregnant. But they looked at me and they were like, "Child billionaire." That's like, okay, sure, yeah. I get a lot of like fun/inspirational videos on my Instagram. My favorite genre is when animals are friends. It'll be like, Chim Chim the orangutan forms everlasting bond with tiger cub at sanctuary. And I'm like, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Let's look at what other people have to say about this. And then you scroll down to the comments and it's like, "We only post real deadly cartel shootings." I'm like, oh my God. How quickly we forget the lessons of the humble orangutan. That is horrible. I've decided that I'm gonna combat this kind of thing. So I'm going on Live Leak, and I'm just posting smiley faces and hang in there pictures. I don't really know what I want to do, I'll be honest. Here, give me a second. Orangutan, Willy Wonka, no. Do you guys jack off in here? Is that like what you're into? Okay, cool. Are you guys familiar with stuck porn? You guys know stuck porn? Yeah. This is, oh, he's nodding intently. He is heavily into it. In the dryer. Okay, so this guy is very familiar with the genre. He's, that's great. He could name directors. I'm not gonna ask him. So what happens is like a woman gets stuck when she's doing chores, and then a guy comes up and fucks her, and I think that's not, thumbs down everybody, not cool. I think it's inhumane to do that to a woman who is stuck, which is why I, and I hope you'll join me in this, have made a pledge to now only masturbate to free-range pornography. You know, they're in a field, get plenty of sun, and I think it makes the eggs taste better. So, all right, this one might suck, but that's how you want to end your sets. Please.
No problem.
What? I didn't even do nothing. I'm being normal up here. Some people enter strongman competitions. I think those are stupid. I only enter wise man competitions, and I'm undefeated. I keep bringing Jesus an Xbox. That's a Three Wise Men joke. Thanks, everybody. I'm Sam Nelson. Let's get your host up here.
Sam Nelson, everybody. Aggressively moving the mic stand as far away from the front of the room as he can. Sam and I are polar opposites. I am a huge fan of stuck porn. I have a stuck porn philosophy in my life. I love the idea that a woman is free use if she's stuck, which is why I always remind my wife that we're Catholic and she's stuck in our marriage. All right, we'll keep this thing moving. Your next comic coming to the stage. A sprightly young man. A good egg. A guy who has never screwed anyone over for $14 that he's owed me for 2 years. Put your hands together for Damion Anderson.
He's never getting that $14, everybody. He's never getting that $14. How we doing, home sweet home? How we doing? Yeah. Took my buddy, white people, that's what I say to y'all to make you feel comfortable. I took my nigga to a strip club for the first time in his life last weekend, me and my friends. I realized I don't really like strip clubs. I don't know what it is. I'm straight, I think. I'm straight and shit. Like, I don't really like strip clubs, I realized. But I figured it out. Like, I think it's the type of strip club I'm going to. Like, the only strip club I've been to have been like mainly like white strip clubs. I think that's the difference. Cause you hear the stories about like Magic City and all that shit. You know what I mean? It's like a black strip club. It's like, they're having a good time. Girls are twerking to hip hop music. It's a great time. There's wings and shit. It's fine. But when I go to a white strip club, it's always weird. Like, I don't know. Like, we took my boy there and then we walked in. No good food. No good music. It's bitches shaking their ass to Journey. Which I'm like, look, Journey's a great band and shit, but I'm like, look, bro, if bitches are shaking ass, like, I don't know, I need a little bit of Megan Thee Stallion or some shit. Like, I need that shit to feel like I'm at the club and I'm hyping everybody up. I don't want to be at the bar just chilling, drinking beers and being hard with the guys. Like, that's just weird. I don't know. Like, that's not weird to y'all? Like, I don't know. That's weird. I've also, did y'all hear about this story about that girl from Ole Miss that fucked her boyfriend's dad? No one heard about this one? Turns out that was a lie. It was all a lie. It was a rumor that was started by white sorority women. I think white sorority women have the potential to be the most evil people on the fucking planet. White women are agreeing in the audience. And they know. They fucking know. So here's what happened. So there was a rumor that started. This fucking girl went viral because she got caught up in a rumor about fucking her boyfriend's dad. and we all believed it for some reason. And the main reason we believed it is because that's how disgusting guys are. Like we looked at the girl, we looked at the dad, the white dad, and we were like, yeah, we can see why he's gross. Like, you know what I mean? That's what's like. And like I don't get why people are so fucking confused on why we believe the rumor. I'm like, bro, I dealt with white sorority women all my life, and why the rumor went crazy. I dealt with white sorority women in college. They're the most evil women on the fucking planet. They have potential to be. White sorority women are like Dragon Ball Z characters, okay? They can either be like Goku or Gohan, where they have a good heart, you know what I mean? They mean well. They just like to fight or fuck around, like, you know, whatever you believe. Or they can be like Frieza. Like I'll have a party at my house in college, and then I'll invite them in, like, yo, whoa, welcome ladies, welcome to the party. And they're like, show me where the drinks are, monkey. And I'm like, all right. I mean, they didn't say monkey, but the tone did. The tone said monkey. That's what I'm saying. All right. Anybody single or in a relationship here?
I am one of those two things.
Good. Good. I'm clearly single. I don't know. I kind of enjoy being single, but I don't know. I'm just trying to find my shorty out here, guys. That's all. Aren't we all? Aren't we fucking all? You know, I'm just trying to find the one, take her out on a date. The date goes very well. You know, we get back to her place. We get to bed. We look into each other's eyes. And then she just looks at me. And then she just goes, hey, scene, you gotta fuck me like this to make me come, scene. Hey, see, you gotta fuck me hard to make me come, see. You gotta fuck me hard like this to make me come, see. I'm about to come right now, see. And then we just have kids that talk like Al Capone together. I don't know why. I don't know. My name's Damion. This is my time, everyone.
Damion Anderson, just looking for a girl with great big flappers. All right, let's keep this thing moving. Your next comic is the other half of the Swede show at Boston, everybody. Put your hands together for one of the only performers to bring audience members tonight. It's Blake Carlson.
Does that mean you like me now, Jacob?
No.
Okay. I had an awesome weekend this weekend. It was, I can't wait to tell you about it. I went to a strip club and they were playing Journey. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. I'm not gonna stop believing, by the way. I won't. I never will. I started buying guns for trans people pretty recently. Spirit of Pride Month and everything. And I just kind of say that up top that I started buying guns for trans people just to let anyone in here know if you are a bigot, we will pull up, okay? And we'll do some surgery on that top, motherfucker. We will. Yeah, you bet. Gender fluid everywhere. I love the phrase "baby on board," so much so that I've started using it in daily life. Like when I agree with something, you know. You want to smoke weed at 11 a.m.? Baby on board, okay? You want to tell the Applebee's server it's my birthday? Baby on board, okay? 100%. 2 more shots, baby on board. And then I had, let's see, what's called a twist in comedy. Here we go. Punch you in the face as hard as I can, baby not on board. Maybe I won't telegraph it next time. I think that probably undercuts it a little bit. I think the role I play in a lot of people's lives is I'm a little brother. I feel like that's just sort of how people see me. And it's great sometimes when you're giving me your Hulu password. Or buying me alcohol. I'm 25, but it's still nice. But some of you are not good big brothers. At all. Like I was talking to this guy in his 30s the other day at a mic, and I told him, I confessed to him, I said, I'm afraid to die in a plane crash. And he said, you are so naive. So, I guess I'm a little ditzy. I don't want to die in a plane crash. I think secret shoppers should be called undercover shops. Okay, cool. So Sam's been talking about stuck porn for a while. On stage, off stage, can't stop, really. And it's gotten me researching. He's gotten me interested a little bit, and I found one that I liked. It's a very niche genre of stuck porn, so it might be hard to find if you're interested, but I like it. It's a good one. She looks like a rock, and then his penis looks like a sword, and then he gets stuck in her, yeah. And he's like freaking out about it too. Help! Me tallywhack is caught in a fanny! I'm trying out voices now. It's something help. Me tallywhacker's caught in her fanny. Just something that I like. I turned 25 a week or two ago, and it's like people have been asking, like, you feel it? You feel your brain fully develop? And I haven't really felt anything. I haven't noticed a difference, but I have been reading a lot of travel books and listening to jazz, so I think something clicked. Reading a lot of Bill Bryson recently. Someone said nice?
Bill Bryce?
Bill Bryson.
Who is it?
A walk in the... Nice. Who is that? He wrote A Walk in the Woods. He walked the Appalachian Trail.
Thank you.
Yeah. Put it on your Goodreads. It's a great. I'm only a third of the way through, but it's riveting. It really is. Does anyone have a type? Sorry, thank you. Actually, I'll skip that one. I'm just gonna end this with something fun that happened. When I was a freshman in college, I did ultimate frisbee. We went on a spring break trip to Myrtle Beach. Someone laughed. Okay. It's okay. It's funny. We did a spring break trip to Myrtle Beach, and the very last day, all the guys, they were like, "Can we take body shots out of your collarbone?" Baby on board, you know? So they took turns. You know, people on the trip took turns, because I have a very shallow, it's not shallow, it's actually very deep, I'm bony. Took shots out of my collarbone, so the first time a man has ever kissed me, it was my chest. It's pretty sexy, right? So come find me after the show. My name is Blake Carlson. Give it up for Jacob McFadden!
Blake Carlson, come find him after the show to illegally take shots out of his chest cavity. I was going to say I like Blake Carlson now because someone downstairs said, hey, I want another shot. This show is good. And then they threw up. That's what I was doing during my time away. All right. Your next comic did not throw up. In fact, she's never thrown up. But I have it on good authority. If she did, she'd still be pretty. And she'd be a pretty crier too, right? Yeah. What else did she tell me to say? Likes her dad. Put your hands together for Jordan Phipps.
Hey guys, Jacob's lying. I actually do throw up. I actually was supposed to go on a date last week and I coughed up blood, and so basically I was dying, and he was like, do you feel better now? And I was like, yes. And he was like, can you go on a date with me? And I was like, I still coughed up blood, dude. Okay, anyways, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, yay. Happy birthday, gays. Where are my gays at? I'm bisexual. My friends tell me that I'm straight passing, and I'm not really sure what that means. I know that I don't dress up like a hex girl, so I guess that's something. But I do mainly date men, but not because I don't think women are sexier. I just have no riz with women whatsoever. Like, I'll be in my bitch's ear like, come here often. Like, what a stupid fucking question. Girls don't come. That was a joke for the straight men. The female orgasm is a... Moving on. But I do flirt the same with men. Men are just easier. Like, I'll say, come here often, and he'll say, I just did. Easy peasy. I had a dream that I was hooking up with Sabrina Carpenter. I told you I was gay. I'm having wet dreams about women. Please believe me. And I was hooking up with her. I was, doing, and she pops up and tells me that I wasn't doing a good job, and that really, really hurt. But it wasn't a nightmare, because I still pulled a baddie. But it kind of sucks that even in my dreams I can't please a woman. I'll just resort to men. I was on Hinge a couple weeks ago, and I came to a realization that every time I see a guy with a cigar, I swipe right immediately, like, wife me up. I don't swipe right on Tinder for them because I'm banned. But, it's such a douchey thing. I don't know why it works on me. Cigars. Okay, Kyle, that little chode coming out of your mouth is way less gay than that blue ras vape. You're right. I think it just comes down to the fact that I like dirty men, and I guess cigars are dirty. A man who looks like he rolls around in dirt, my kind of guy. I could play with feet, only if the bottoms of them are black. And I think my taste in men is probably why I get so many yeast infections. Do you guys know in rap songs how rappers refer to blowjobs as giving neck? Yeah. So my interpretation of that was, oh my god, my dick is so big that it fits down here. She's giving me neck. But I feel kind of bad for the guys who have tiny dicks because they don't have a cool little catchphrase like that. I want someone to locker room talk with his friends. Yeah, that bitch Jordan gave me roof of mouth the other day. If I'm feeling really lazy, I'll just gum it, If I'm mad, I'll give you tooth. Chomp, chomp, bite. I give you bite. The existence of giving head implies giving shoulders, knees, and toes as well. And I don't know what that means either, but I'm gonna save that one for marriage. I'm not a whore. I blew through those. Ha 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 ha. Do you get it? Because I was talking about blowjobs? Okay, great, thank you. Does anyone like canes? Motherfucker, you guys are just not relatable at all. Except for the one person back there, thank you. Why are they named like that? Why are they named so sensually? I have to ask for the 3-finger combo in daylight. And it's Jordan, order something else. The fuck am I supposed to order? The box combo? Disgusting. Thank you, that was my time.
We have a Jordan, everybody. You have a Jordan? In fairness to the audience, we thought you said Hanes, like the t-shirt manufacturer. I was like, they're fine, they're breathable, but they're not the best. They had that weird Michael Jordan commercial. But as a married man, head, shoulders, knees, and toes is when you get into your late 30s and you start massaging each other after the kids go to bed. We're gonna keep this thing moving, everybody. Your next comic, this guy has so many kids, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He recently lost his eldest child to a Puerto Rican woman. Put your hands together for Monty Giles.
They'll always take the oldest one.
Whatever, yeah, Jacob, that's fun. I'm single, but I feel like I'm a great boyfriend. there's a list of reasons for this. I send tasteful nudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't send dick pics. I send tasteful nudes. You know, ladies, who here has gotten a dick pic? Yeah, exactly. Disgusting, boring, lame. Get on with it. You know what I'm saying? Where are the balls? What about ball pics? I'm not going there though. Imagine, ladies, have you ever gotten a picture of a penis in a hot dog bun? Done Chicago style, eh? A chili dog. I put chili on it. You know how hot that is? I'm risking second-degree burns for aesthetic, because I love you. I'm sending you a picture of my penis with a little sombrero and a regular-sized mustache, because I love you. I like to do a lot of things that boyfriends don't like to do. Like, a lot of boyfriends are like, oh, I don't like to do shit that my girl likes to do that I don't like to do. I'm like, bro, I love to like turn off my brain and just follow a woman around. You know what I'm saying? It's my favorite thing in the entire fucking world. Like, going NPC for Bay is the funniest. It's that just turning into a non-playable character. Because I don't talk to anyone else. I'll just sit there, like going shopping with a girl, you know what I'm saying? And you just stand there like, looking at your phone for like hours, and then someone's like, oh, are you okay? You don't say anything to her because fuck you, you're not my girlfriend. And then your girlfriend you say the same shit for like 3 hours every time she looks at you, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yes, that's an amazing top. That will totally fit in our budget. No, I'm not on Tinder right now. Cool. Why is it? There's never anything right here. I hate having to look back for a book. Has anyone heard that the writers at Kids Bop are freaking the fuck out because they have no idea how they're gonna rewrite Kanye West's new song? I tried. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. Babysitter. My mom and dad just want to go to dinner. I need a babysitter. Thank you. What if they just changed it to Baby Hitler? What if that was the Kids Bop version of it? Baby Hitler. Let's see, I did that thing. Okay, alright, here's a story. I was making love to a woman the other day with my fingers, and because I'm 29, I can't say I was fingering a girl, you know what I'm saying? What am I, at 29? What am I, a high school English teacher that's... Get real, brother. So I was playing her like Santana plays a sweet guitar. And she looked at me, I swear to God, she looked at me halfway through, and she said, "Is that all you got?" What? What if I was like, "No, there's more." We're only on level 1 fingering, bitch. Just wait till I go ventriloquist dummy on you. Maybe I'll turn you into someone with a better attitude. It's funny because like someone asked you, "Is that all you got?" Have you ever seen that commercial that Burger King used to do where that guy was like, "I can't eat a Big Mac because my hands they were so tiny." Imagine that, and you're thinking about that while you're fucking fingering that. I was going so hard, guys. I swear to God, I was fracking her pussy. It was nuts. I didn't wash my fingers. I was causing an ecological disaster in there. I was tainting the water supply. That pussy was so wet I sold the water rights to Nestle. I looked like an autistic kid playing pinball, I swear to God. Just like, bah, 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 bah. And she had me feeling like I was throwing a punch in a dream. It was awful. Cool. I'll leave you guys on this. This is all I really want to talk about. I was at my mom's house the other day, and she has cable still, so I was like, all right, let me just watch some TV. And Precious came on. Y'all know the movie Precious? What a weird movie to watch at 1 p.m., dude. Who here's seen Precious? Right, you don't even really want to clap, because you're just like, I don't want to encourage anything that goes on to that. So I'm watching Precious, and I'm doing all the things you do during Precious. I'm like, oh my God, this fat bitch, like... My heart goes out to you.
oh, Monique, you mean bitch, you know. And then, come to find out, here's how I found out. So afterwards, I was like, because at the end of the movie, it's like, oh, Precious learned how to read, got her GED, but then she like died of AIDS in like 10 years, whatever. So it's like, I need to find out about this shit. Guys, Precious isn't real. Did y'all know that? Precious is not real. They got me fucking crying over a fucking cartoon character, bro. That shit is not. The way Monique was beating her ass, I didn't know she was fucking just Elmer Fudd, dude. That's literally a testament to like music makes a scene. Because if you played the fucking like that music when she hit her with a fucking spatula, bro. I swear to God. The kid, and that's the thing. It's based on a book. I didn't know. It's based on. That's why people think it's true. It's based on a book called Alexander and the No Good, Terrible, Horrific, Very Bad Day. All right, this has been Monty Giles. Thank you.
Monty Giles, everybody. He's pissed off. He would never cry over the main character of the cartoon Push by Sapphire. He's a real American man. The only cartoon character he would cry over is the Iron Giant. Dude, he's Superman. This shit's sad. All right. You guys had parents that didn't sit you down in front of Cartoon Network and go fight. All right, your next comic. Go look up a video of him the last few times he's been here. This dude just got busted and he's got a court date coming up in June. That's the only way to explain the sudden look change. A guy who could definitely get busted for vagrancy, everybody. Put your hands together for Chris Lippa.
Oh, the president of the Young Republicans is here.
Thank you, Jacob.
Your Honor, I'm a good man.
Hey.
I support my community.
I did. I got a haircut. I was acting impulsively. I was feeling bad and acting impulsively. I've noticed that that's what people do when they feel bad. They act impulsively. You know, they go, they buy something new, they get a new tattoo, they have a new child. They act impulsively when they're bored. I don't know. It was a terrible beginning. How's it going, y'all? My name's Chris Lippa. Don't feel bad if you forget it, mess it up. Makes me feel better about messing up people's names. Anybody else mess up people's names? It gives me anxiety, mess them up all the time. A friend of mine, this girl walked in. I said, "What's up, Katie?" She said, "My name's Kristen." I said, "Ooh," like an idiot. You ever just respond without thinking, like an idiot? I go, "Are you sure?" Since when? Since when? I don't know. Bad with names. Better with faces. Perfect with titties. 10 out of 10 with titties. And never forget a pair. Speaking of titties, warm weather's coming up. Everybody on my social media is talking about, you know, free the nips and go braless. Hashtag free the nips. Ladies, I just want to tell y'all this. If you're going to normalize freeing nipples through the shirt, you're going to have to normalize freeing boners through the pants. That's just what happens next. Cause and effect. I don't know. Social media is weird. Social media is weird. Everybody right now talking about the 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Kind of interesting. More interesting to me would be 1 zombie Harambe versus 100 negligent parents. I want to see that. I don't know. Facebook Marketplace is weird. Facebook Marketplace, anybody been on there? I saw a lady on Facebook Marketplace trying to sell underwear like new. How does that work? Underwear like new, there is no such thing. Underwear like a car, it's either new or pre-owned. There's no in between. Don't try to do the GameStop thing, like we just opened it. No, I don't trust it. There's a mark on it right there. I don't know. Social media is weird. You know what's being weird is I'm in my 30s now. Dating in your 30s is weird. Anybody? Dating in your 30s is a whole different game. It's 2 different type of 30s, right? Like, I want to go to the movies. I invited this girl to go to the movies with me, and she wants to go see Sinners, and I want to go see Minecraft. 2 different type of 30s. 2 different type of 30s. Trying to judge the audience here. Did anybody grow up playing Minecraft? Anybody? Anybody grow up playing Minecraft? A couple people? Anybody here grow up playing Minesweeper? Anybody Minesweeper? There we go. Yeah. There we go. A little bit older crowd. Some older people in the audience. Anybody here grow up reading Mein Kampf? Anybody? Anybody read Mein Kampf? Good. That's good. You say, did I hear a yes? I heard a yes. Please, God, no. We don't need that. We don't need that in here if you know what Mein Kampf is. I don't want to get political. Speaking of getting political, read this one off because I had to write this one down. Saw this today. Yeah, where's it at? Where's it at? Yeah, here we go. I saw
saw a headline on CNN website that says the R word is coming back, how a former slur is being normalized again. And I said, yes, the Redskins are finally coming back. Fuck yeah. Right in time for that new stadium. I'm all for it. They were like, no, the R word is retarded. It's like, what? The hell? Who the hell's in charge of deciding what words can and can be uncanceled and come back? Who the hell chose that word? That's gay. It's gay. Who didn't want to bring the Redskins back? Some retarded Cowboy fans, I'm sure. That's what I don't get about the whole cancel culture thing, the whole censorship thing. It's too subjective, right? You know, like they changed all the school names around here, or some of them at least, right? You changed Lee Davis. They changed Lee Davis. They changed John Tyler, but they didn't change Cosby. How did that work? Where's the line get drawn? Cosby High School, anybody? I don't know what their mascot is. I don't know. I quit smoking weed about 52 times a year. Anybody? I have to. For 2 reasons. I quit smoking for health conscious reasons. I noticed like the weed smokers, I gotta stop taking advice from weed smokers, because just because they're weed smokers, they think they're right about fucking everything. And this is coming from a daily smoker who's been smoking for the last 20 years. I had laryngitis one day, I had bronchitis. My friend goes, come on, hit the blunt. I was like, come on, man, no, I got bronchitis, can't smoke right now. He goes, oh, you probably got bronchitis because you can't smoke. How the fuck does that make sense? It's always some weird, weed smoker's always like, oh no, weed smoke don't hurt you. Cigarettes hurt you, weed smoke don't hurt you. I'm like, how? They're like, cause you smoke cigarettes all day. That's what cigarette smokers do. Weed smokers, we don't smoke all day. But yeah, you know what cigarette smokers don't do? Is pack themselves in a car with 6 other people who smoke cigarettes, and everybody just chain smoke cigarettes for 30 minutes and see who can last the longest without being a bitch and making the windows roll down or tapping out or any of that. I don't know, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting goddamn ridiculous. I am trying to be more health conscious. I do 100 push-ups a day. Gotta run about 5 miles a week. Just blurring that out in case anybody wants to retroactively apply that to some given charity. That's all I see on social media, right, is 100 push-ups and we can donate to this and, you know, trying to solve something, trying to cure something out here. 100 push-ups a day, that's a lot. For the last 15 years I've been doing that. That's a lot of push-ups to go to waste. Might not cure cancer, but eczema, I don't know. That's been my time. I'm ready to host Jacob back up. Thank you very much.
First guy I let go over tonight was just a guy lying about how many push-ups he can do. Like frantically lying about how many push-ups you can do. But don't worry, Chris, I talked to Danny. He has no problem during his set if you'd like to come up here and do push-ups in front of him. And then if you can get to 100 push-ups during his set, he'll give $5 to the Autism Society of Richmond. And I'll match it, just 100 push-ups. And that won't be distracting during Danny's set at all. All right, your next comic works at a deli, murdering heart health. Whereas his push-up assistant will be improving heart health. Everybody put your hands together for Danny McCabe.
Come on, Chris, do push-ups. Do 100 push-ups. Show us your
Thank you. The Autism Society that we're matching the $5 for is just another word for my checking account. Hell yeah.
To be honest, he shouldn't be so autistic.
Hey man. Chris, come on up here, man. I wanna... I know. He's like, I got 100 in me, I don't have 200.
He's got too much in his...
I said, Chris, please sit down.
I would have enjoyed that too.
All right. Fuck yeah. Yeah, no, speaking of Chris, he was saying, he's like, what's with all this woke culture? Who decides what? It's, everyone knows that. It's the people who are awake. Duh, it's woke. All right, yeah. No, I have gotten a new job. I am a line cook and a deli slicer. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot like sitting at the kids' table at an event, because as long as you can do a good voice, they'll love you forever. I can't tell you how many times a day I do a Scooby-Doo laugh for them, and like just the morale just goes through the roof. Like, I'll just be like, Ree! And like, the line cook's like, It's good stuff. Yeah, finding a job has been hard. It's tough out there.
I've been trying to follow some passion projects of mine, I'm trying to get back into photography. I tried starting a new company that was going to compete with Life Touch, you know, the ones that do the yearbook photos at like schools and stuff. Turns out naming your LLC School Shooters for photography. Yikes, holy shit. Yeah, because apparently, you know, you come into the gymnasium, you say, shooters in the building. Guy who looks like me, they get fucking scared. They actually put it on lockdown. Who would have thought, right? Yeah, I do have a dream. I want to open my own magic shop. It's going to be called Abracadani's. Yeah, we're gonna have a great marketing campaign. We're gonna hand out a whole bunch of coupons, and then when they bring them up to the top, we're gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna see this. Oh, where'd your coupon go? Now you have to pay full price. Watch as I make this inventory disappear. That's gonna be the cool thing about our inventories. We're always gonna pull it out of a hat. So it's, you know, like anything back there, you're just like, whoop, you know. No, just kidding. I am working a line cook, but it's because my regular job isn't paying me enough. I got a job for an infomercial, right? For a pocket pussy. But not just any pocket pussy, one that's shaped like J.D. Vance's face. It's pretty cool, the coolest feature about this pocket pussy is when you finish, it says, I haven't heard you say thank you yet. Something like that. Speaking of topical, yeah, we're living in weird times. All throughout May, I felt like the only things I was hearing about were the tariffs and the new pope, right? You know, like, it's like tariff this, tariff that, you know, like, oh, we got a new pope, the pope died, you know, there's a conclave, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's like tariff, pope, like, shut the fuck up. How about you tear off my pants and suck on my balls? And pope on my chest while you're at it. All right? God. Yeah, you guys ever see a commercial and start thinking to yourself, like, this is really fucked up. Who is this for? You guys familiar with, like, edible arrangements, right? Like, you know, your last-minute Mother's Day gift? Yeah. So they had a commercial, right? Here's the premise of this fucking commercial. All right. So there's a couple who takes like a 23andMe test, right? 23andMe test, and they find out that they have the same great-grandfather. So like they're second cousins, right? And then it's like, then the commercial just goes, found out you had some weird genetic history with your partner? Why not order some day-old fucking fruit bouquets? Fruit bouquets, more like Freud bouquets, am I right? Should change the name to Oedipal arrangements. No GMOs on this. They don't even use incesticide. Hell yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll leave you guys on one last one here. Like I've always said, we're living in weird times. RFK last month said something that's really stuck with me when he was talking about autism, right? Like, yeah, you guys saw his like press conference. He's like, autistic people can't give their taxes back to society. Autistic people can't hold down a job. Autistic people, they smoke weed all day. I'm like, damn, am I autistic? So I went ahead and got myself tested, but we're living in tough times, guys. I ain't got good insurance. I couldn't go to a psychiatrist. So I went to a Super Smash Brothers tournament. I lost. That's how I figured out I wasn't neurodivergent. All right, guys, my name's been Danny McCabe. Thank y'all for listening.
Fucking retard picks Toon Link. Of course he lost.
What did you call me?
Neurodivergent. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving, everybody. We're down to our final few comics. Your next comic has never made an outlandish claim about doing 100 push-ups and then tried to walk it back. Everybody put your hands together for Jeremy George. Keep it going, Jeremy George, everybody, come on. Even the guy who moved for him, you clap too. You clap for him.
I got you, brother.
Hey, what's going on, fam? So, in your 20s, you're normally doing some reckless stuff. Your 30s, you start looking at life a little different because now you have kids and everything. But when you get in your 40s, you start trying to find meaning to everything that your parents did as you came up. And so, my mom taught me a lesson about bullies. And one time, I came home crying. You know, mom was like, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, she. You know, 'cause when you're crying, you start stuttering. She said I had big teeth, and she pushed me down. My mama say, "Well, if you don't get back out there, you either gonna go out there and fight her, or you gonna stay in here and fight me." So I went outside, and let's just say I didn't land one punch. I didn't win that fight. But I heard my mom when she said stand up to bullies, so I stood up to bullies. So the next time that this happened, I went out, did my thing, and this girl was big, like she was way bigger than me. And I came back home crying. Mom was like, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" I said, she said I had a big nose, and she pushed me down. And Mom was like, "Well, you do kind of got a big nose. But look, go out there, don't come in here. You either fight her or you fight me." So, guess what I did? I went back outside, and I didn't land a punch. But I did what Mom said. I stood up to a bully, okay? So, the last time that this happened, it was later on that year, and same scenario. I got embarrassed in front of my friends, came home crying, and Mom was like, "Boy, what is wrong with you this time?" And she said I stink, and she pushed me down. Mom was like, "Well, you kind of do stink." But anyway, you know, go back out there and fight her. You're either gonna fight her or you're gonna fight me. Now this time it's a little different because I was watching Kung Fu. Back in the 70s and the 80s, we watched Kung Fu, and so I learned a couple of moves, right? And so I didn't win the fight, but I got so many punches I couldn't even keep count. Matter of fact, I even did a roundhouse and kicked in a titty. All right? Now, some of you guys look very judgmental in here, and needless to say, I fought my mom that day because I wasn't gonna go out there and fight Big Tish anymore. So, but I didn't win that fight. But my mom had a sore titty, and I never did that again. I hate my job. Anybody here hate your job? I hate my job. And the biggest thing about my job is that I can't stand my coworkers. Right? They're lazy. Like when you got a bunch of lazy coworkers, they make your job harder, right? And so one time I had a talk with my coworkers. I'm like, "Look, if you're gonna come in here and continue to be lazy, you need to just quit and let the people that want to be here work. You're making it harder on everybody else." I'm self-employed and I work from home as a sole proprietor. And yeah. So I need for you guys to stop doing this. Stop thinking that black people have bad credit. Okay? Stop thinking that. Because it's true. You don't have to think it. You just got to know it now. I work in the credit business, and I've helped hundreds of people with their credit. And one of the things that I found out is that the reason why black people credit is bad is because Mom put the light bill in our name when we were 5 years old. It was like a rites of passage, right? So Lil Jamal, he's not just acting out just because. He's getting collection calls, and he's only 7 years old. So he's not a bad kid. It's just that he got a lot of responsibilities. But then I thought about, like, okay, well, what about people that are, you know, biracial, right? Do they have bad credit? And yes, they do. Why? It's because white mama married a black daddy. And guess what happens to the black daddy when he was 5 years old? His mama put the lights in his name as well. Messed up his credit. So that's my time. Thank you, guys. Welcome back, Jacob.
Jeremy George, everybody. Come on, keep going for Jeremy George.
it's actually a testament to black people because I tried to do that to one of my kids and they were like, "Do you have his Social Security card and his photo ID?" And I was like, I don't know how to get around that. And then I realized I just didn't name my kids after myself, and that really fucked it up. If he was Jacob III, I could fucking have all the insurance I wanted. You know what I mean. All right, it's fun to talk about committing crimes. Your next comic, this guy is a hack. And by that, I mean he's a member of the Humor Activity Club. Did I get it right? Yeah, all right. Rick O.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. I'm a total hack. I appreciate that, but we mean that in a good way. I'm also gay, but in a straight way. Is that all right? Hey out there in TV land, how you doing? We're back here in the past, you're in the future. Hoping you're all having a good time. And Jacob, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I was a little squeamish. He's already taken off. That's a smart move, by the way. Hey, you might be asking, who is this, and what is he going to say? Well, my name is Rick, as you've heard, and I've got a lot of professions just to keep alive. And in fact, I'm going to break it down. I think we're all pretty similar like this. Basically, we all want to stay alive for the most part. That's one of my main priorities, and I think that gives us some common ground here. My second thing that I really love doing is I like having a good time. So you can call me a liver or a liver or whatever, or a good timer. So I keep those two in compadrio. Am I saying this correct? Probably not. Hey, I'm having a good time. Sometimes you don't care about enunciating things correctly, but you should. Don't let freedom go to waste. Anyway, sometimes these two conflict with one another. Also, you might say, man, is this guy really a hack or is he a comedian? Well, sometimes I'm a comedian if you actually laugh. But if you don't laugh, I'm just trying to learn. I'm a humor scientist. And we're all trying to learn together, trying to make the world a better place, trying to make that special thing. That's part of what Humor Activity Club is about, too. That's the hack deal. Anyway, I don't want to get some confusing, but things are very confusing. And in fact, I think these two things sometimes get confused. The trying to live and having a good time. Sometimes having a good time, you got to get really close to death, and that's when you're having an awesome time. But you ruin them. You got to make sure those two work in compatibility with each other. And I'm so disappointed that you're not laughing, but sometimes. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take the mercy laugh. I'm a little bit of a laugh aficionado. Some people call me a laughter whore. I prefer the more appropriate, nice, well-meaning term. And by the way, I think, I'd be so glad when these culture wars are over and we can all get together and have a good time. Can I get a virtual hug with everybody? All right, thank you so much. I feel good. I feel warm inside. Thank you. And anyway, I had a lot of really good prepared stuff, and it was a whole song and such. But then I looked, oh man, this needs a little bit more work. And I did some more research. I go, wow, you know what? I think sometimes comedy can be over-processed. And I like to use these analogies. Now, I do a lot of half-cooked comedy, and I don't want you to get comedy sick or anything. But anyway, that's just a basic analogy. Sometimes there's over-processed, and you got to watch out. I think today I worked like hours and hours, and I basically made a new chemical comedy compound, possibly plutonium comedy. Anyway, I'm just winging it. I'm doing freestyle. Hey, by the way, I think it's, Pride Month? So free. You're so free with your sexuality. I love it. I don't get any sex, so I don't know where did I fit in. Am I straight or am I gay? No sex at all. What do? I'm asexual. Maybe I fit in there. Put a little A asterisk there. That'd be cool. Then I can celebrate with those. Hey, that's my flag too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you're offended, you're welcome. By the way, I think we got to get past this offense. Maybe. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. All right, cool. And I almost, I'm one of these persons that, unfortunately, the more I prepare, the less prepared I feel, and I feel like I want you to be having a good time. So sometimes relax, take a little offense. If I've offended you, I apologize, but also you're welcome. Anyway, I gotta take off. You guys have been wonderful. You've been polite, didn't heckle, and you actually laughed. Thank you so much. And happy Freedom Day, Freedom Month. Adios. And oh, by the way, here's Jacob.
Rico, everybody! Rico! All right. We're down to our final 3 comics, unless Trey is still here, but I think Trey left. Yep, all right. All right, we're down to our final 3 comics. Your next comic coming to the stage, you know them, they've been here the entire show. They offered to do 100 push-ups during Danny McBride. What a better performance that would have been. During Danny McCabe's set. But here to do 100 push-ups during their own set, everybody put your hands together for J.D. Novelli!
Oh, do you want to stand? Okay, we can stand too, that's fine. I thought you would do it.
Well, not now. It's not special anymore.
Forget Chris to come back up. He's outside doing pull-ups. We're going to come back.
But Jacob, I do want to thank you because it is Pride Month. It's a special time for me. I went out, I put on my gayest shirt. I went out and got the dykiest haircut imaginable. And then I come here and you put me on at the end after all the straight people have done the Pride Month jokes.
I just like an outsider perspective.
I don't know though, that might have worked to my advantage. If I'm being completely honest, to me, I sometimes feel about Pride Month the way alcoholics feel about New Year's Eve. Like, you people are fucking amateurs. I was gay in the army. And people come to me like, oh, but that's awesome, you know, when a bunch of guys deploy, you know, they start to get loose with their sexuality a little bit, they want to experiment. Think about guys who go gay while they're deployed. They're married, and they wait until like 3 weeks before you go home. So it's like, hey Novelli, I'm gonna see my wife next month, so what are you doing later? Not you. I don't know, there is one thing I enjoyed about my time when I was in the Army, is that I became a certified combat lifesaver. If you got shot, it was my job to keep you alive until the medic got there. And there was an acronym that they made us memorize to keep people alive. It was RBBS FBHS. And the way we remembered that, really big boobs should fit both hands. And remember that's going to be on the test later. The downside to that was something called a laryngotracheal tube. It's about that long, it is the world's skinniest dildo, and if you get shot in the throat, it is going up your nose and down the back. And the thing about military training is, they don't let you use equipment until it's been used on you. So we got to that part of it, and I'm like, dude, just let me die. They'll name the cafeteria after me, I don't give a shit. I don't know though, it is my birthday this week. Thank you. On Thursday, I am turning 38. I'm part of the age demographic that definitely got caught looking at porn on the family computer. Only difference is that in my house, it was in my parents' room. So, I guess the one thing you can say about me is that I am a fucking moron. It is, I'm turning 38. I came out as transgender about 6 years ago. And that was a hard conversation, but I got through it. And it's difficult sometimes because, you know, it's like, I know what I look like. Obviously, it's like, I don't exactly radiate feminine energy. But I take pride in like the little victories, you know, like when like a girl says to me, hey, let's go to the ladies' room, have some girl talk. Or a guy tells me that I need to smile more. But I reached a point where I just know that I'm a woman. And here's why. I love true crime, and I do not understand men. So, I usually talk about sex a lot in my act. I'm trying to cut that down, you know. People were pulling me aside and says, you're starting to get a reputation. People are thinking you're weird. So I said, okay, I'm not going to talk about sex in my act anymore. But then this happened. The other day, a guy who lives in my building had a psychotic break. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he just bursts out into the common air. He's like, who wants my dick? I'll fuck this whole building. Come get this dick. Who wants my fucking dick? And I didn't find out about that until like the next morning. And I was like, shit. Of all the nights I could have gone to bed early. I mean, I don't like the guy, but take the meeting, I'm saying. And I tell that story to tell this story. Rick and I were at Strange Ways on Sunday, and I was telling that joke, and someone pulled me aside and was like, dude, was that Rick? I just didn't have the heart to tell him no. But the reason I was talking about like all that, combat license stuff is like, when I realized that I was a trans woman, I had to also come to terms with the fact that I was a lesbian. So I was thinking, what kind of a lesbian do I want to be? So I fell back on my army training. Really big boobs should fit both hands. I've been JD Novelli. Let's bring Jacob back up.
JD Novelli, everybody, who I will agree is way tougher than Chris Lippa and could kick Chris Lippa's ass. Just so we're all clear. In that fight, I'm taking JD Novelli. All right, yeah, for real. You fucking toothpick leg. All right, anyways, he's a little bitch, as JD said. All right, your next comic, your penultimate comic, who, again, you picked this number. I did not pick this number for you. Boy, there were so many people here earlier, and then you said, I want to go second to last. How's that feel now? It's fine. You have so many more Instagram followers than I've had in this room in 10 years of doing this. All right, your next comic, very funny guy. Everybody put your hands together for Craig Worthy.
Yeah, last time I picked this number, but it's all good. Glad you guys came out. What you want to do? Want to be ballers, shot callers, brawlers? Yeah, I'm going into a Diddy set. Yeah, I was not going to watch anything about Diddy. I wasn't going to do anything about Diddy. But when the Punisher goes on the stand, you got to watch that shit, because I need to know what the fuck he about to say. The Punisher. Now I'm watching this Diddy trial. I'm just looking at this shit like a Rocky and Bullwinkle end closing credits. Like, what did happen to Kid Cudi's car? I forgot the next part of that joke. These new jokes, by the way. Let me start over. What happened to Kid Cudi's car? Did Cassie get peed on by her husband while riding on Diddy's dick? Tune in next week. I'm like, that kid crazy. But it's 6 more weeks of this damn trial, and I'm just saying, anytime Hollywood get weird, look at your government. Pay attention to what they're doing. Because it's 6 weeks, that's enough time to end women's suffrage. They're like, oh my God, they took away all of our government assistance. What are we gonna do? All right, let me think about this. Go in the kitchen, make me a sandwich, because I can't think on the empty stomach, man. We're gonna have to figure this out. Another Pride joke. Happy Pride to everybody that's here. Happy Pride. I don't really know how to celebrate Pride. I'm black. We just barbecue. So in honorance of Pride, I guess we just throw a couple of extra hot dogs on the grill, a couple extra buns. Maybe that's something we can do for Pride right there. It's to celebrate the alternative lifestyle, to make sure that people feel included, which that's bullshit, because gays are on prime time every day. I don't know how you not feel included. You got the RuPaul Drag Race. You got fucking the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. You even got the Diddy trial. That's pretty gay. I mean, everything's gay. Look around here. There's dicks everywhere. It's gay. And I think sometimes like homophobia and pride, I think that just kind of kicks up for the guys. Because I'm straight, and I feel like a lot of my straight friends are pretty homophobic. Those little extra hot dogs on there, they be like, hey man, pause man, why you eating a hot dog like that? Like, I'm eating a hot dog, you're imagining a dick going down my throat. So I don't think I'm the one with the problem here. I didn't say anything when I busted in on you with the banana in your ass. I didn't say anything, I left it alone. Thank you for that. Yep, you need to get positive friends. I got good positive friends around me. make sure that they're supporting you. I got a friend, I can call him right now. He came and helped me with a bedroom set. He was like, man, congratulations, this is a really nice bedroom set. I was like, all right, thank you. What you congratulating me for? He was like, hey man, it's a panty dropper. Man, the girls come in here, they're gonna be real happy. They ain't gonna wanna leave. One time we went to the gym, I took a shower. He was like, hey, good workout, but congratulations. What you congratulating me for? Well, I saw you in the shower and I see that you're blessed. I mean, I see that you really got your thing going on there. You're gonna make a woman very happy with that little extra baby leg that you got going on there. Like, oh, that's a little bit too positive for me. But let me ask you something. When's the last time that your friends congratulated on you on your baby leg? I didn't think so. Got to keep you some positive friends around. My dad was a player. Anytime I had to go over to my dad's house, we never stayed at his house. We had to go around in little sleepovers with all his little friends all over Detroit. These are his little girlfriends or whatever, which made it real crazy at his funeral that all of these little girls showed up at the funeral. And that wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was they run their sons and daughters, and we all look alike. Now I'm sitting there looking like, yeah, they got the big forehead and everything. Somebody call Maury Povich real quick. We need to figure something out. My dad had kids like it was a spades game. He had 3 in a possible. Now, for anybody that does not play spades, I'm pretty sure that's an easy enough joke to follow. But for anybody that plays spades, that's a 31-point bid. You can get that in right there. At my father's funeral, this was the hard part about my dad's funeral. There was a woman named Miss Ann, and they said, anybody want to come up and just say kind words? Just come up. And Miss Ann, for 2 minutes, talked to the whole congregation how she gave my dad that wop for 2 minutes. That wet ass pussy. I don't know why she got up there and started talking about. She was like, he can get it in the morning. He can get that wop at night. He can even get it as a snack. I said, sit your ass down, Miss Ann. You ain't giving my dad that wop. You too old. You too old school to give him that wop. In fact, you gave him that old school wop. You gave him that wop babaloo bop wop. That tootie fruity booty, you know what I'm saying? I was like, sit your ass down, Miss Ann. You ain't giving my dad that wop. She said, no. I might have that wop babaloo bop wop, but your daddy, little Richard, he had that wop bam boom. You know what I'm saying? So that's enough about my dad's penis. I had to go dap him up in the funeral like, yeah, good job, Dad. You got all these hoes in there. Anyways, Jacob McFadden, thank you guys for staying late. Thank you guys.
Craig Worthy, everybody. Keep it up with Craig Worthy. We ain't worthy of Craig Worthy. And that's a t-shirt. And you can just sell it now. Get on Squarespace and start selling that before Monty sells it. The guy's a thief. Yes, he's all over X with his ads for a knife you can't live without. All right. By the way, as a father watching Craig's set, that's all I want. 25 years from now, for my son to be on stage talking about my dick and my exploits, I could live in heaven happy that way. All right. None of you are fathers. You don't understand what it means to leave a legacy behind. No, that's a legacy you don't want to leave behind. Because that's a legacy that lives on. People can look it up. That's right. Monty sells a photo of my son, he won't return to me. All right, we're going to keep this moving. Your next comic, your final comic of the evening, this guy, everyone in the city knows him. He comes out, he films all the shows. A phenomenal man, a great man. Everybody put your hands together for Silver Persinger.
Thank you for staying, everybody. Okay. Happy Pride Month, as everyone's saying. I identify as a straight, he, him, but my favorite pronouns are me and you. I don't think I'm gay or bisexual, but maybe I just haven't met Mr. Right. I don't think I would like to suck a dick, I did try pegging once. I didn't like it. It was kind of weird. The next day, it was like there was a ghost in there or something. What is love? Oh, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. My love language is English. Pero hablo un poco de español. Relationships are pretty wild. Not only do you have to be attracted to one another, you have to get along with one another, and if you happen to match up there, you still have to have sex, and that doesn't always match up. I've gone out with a couple of women that were into like S&M stuff, and it's not I don't know. I don't want to beat up a woman. I don't want to choke a woman. I don't want to slap a woman. I don't want to spank a woman. But it seemed like a lot of people were into that. But I'm not into it. I'm just into the regular stuff. Breakups are funny. I was in a breakup recently. She broke up with me, but I was glad about it. I was pretty unhappy in the relationship for a long time. I don't know how long, 6 months or longer. But a funny thing about breakup is, I guess when it's coming, it's like one person probably knows that it's coming and the other might not. And I was just waiting for her to do something was so disrespectful to me that I would have to do it. But thankfully she did it first. When I watch a porn video and I come, I don't have to see how it ends. Eating pussy is cool if you want to lick something for 10 minutes. Chris Lippa says he never forgets tits. I never forget a porno video I've watched. I have a pornographic memory. They tell you not to talk about religion or politics in comedy books. I guess it's because it's so divisive, Trump is an example of that. I mean, half the country thinks he's doing a great job. The other half thinks he's like this crazy fascist. I'm in that second group. I think we got to get rid of that motherfucker. I'm an atheist unless there's a God. If there's a God, I'm agnostic. I was a believer until I was 33 years old, and I don't know. I just didn't seem good anymore. There's a lot of crossover between Christianity and earlier pagan religions. It's just like too many coincidences. It just seems like Christianity usurped a lot of these pagan rituals, and one of the tenets of all religions, because they're all part of they all believe in the 10 Commandments, and one of the 10 Commandments is that you shall not kill. And religion is the biggest contributor to wars in the history of the world. I think it's crazy that black people are Christians. It's the white man's God. If they were never stolen from their land, they would not be Christians. The colonizers and imperialists have set up missionaries to brainwash people all around the world. And a lot of African people are Christians, but that's not the original African religion. I think I have one more card. If this comedy writing thing doesn't work, I'm thinking about writing some books.
All right.
I've got some titles. I haven't written the books, but I've written the titles. One is An Idiot's Guide to Boobs. Another is 50 Shades of Boobs. And the last one is A Long History of Boobs. Keep your eyes out for this new COVID strain. I hear it gives you razor blade throat and bloody noses. and stuff like that. So it's in China right now, but it's probably coming this country soon. So please start wearing masks when you start hearing about this coming to our country. Do you know why Elon Musk named Twitter X? No. X.com? It's because there wasn't a swastika on the keyboard. Do you guys like impressions? Yeah. All right. Here's my impression of Prashant Adele. Oh, sweet. What? Sorry. I'm sweet. I'm sweet home, Helen. I can't do it. I work on that. That's all I got. Thank you for your time.
Give over Silver, everybody! And don't forget to check out Silver's YouTube channel where he posts all the videos he takes, not only of comedy, but local music, of everything. Keep it up for Silver, everybody. Come on, give another round of applause. And finally, just so I get my check from RFK Jr., the new COVID strain, COVID NB.1.8.1, is very serious. And you guys should get your booster if you're not a pregnant lady or a child. Guys, I'm on the grift. What do you want from me? It's not funny. It's just, I'm getting paid. It's okay, speech. Hey, when I first heard about all the stuff that's in the vaccines, all right, this has been Comedy from Home Sweet Home. What a long night. Hopefully next time the audience is happy. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. Good night. Goodbye.